Forget vinyl cutting, I'm gonna show you how to make a reusable mesh stencil. If you make woodworking projects, it is so much easier to use reusable mesh stencils rather than weeding vinyl and using that for stencils. The best part is that you can use each stencil for 5-10 projects. So I'm all about batch and work, so that's why I love these stencils. Today I'm going to show you how to make a reusable mesh stencil. The supplies I get are from Ikonart. Use code WCB15 for 15% off Ikonart's website. What you need are a few basic things, and it's unlike any cutting machine, okay? It's just a totally different process. So I'm going to do my best to explain it to you in just a few minutes. So what you'll need is a UV light. I got this from Ikonart, and it is at the perfect height here. Then you also are going to need special printer film to print your design onto. And then you have to have your stencil film, like your paper. I always use purple because it adheres better onto wood. They have a blue option, but that's for surfaces that are, you know, really smooth. So if you're gonna be doing for woodworking, do the purple, the textile film. The first thing we need to do is print off our artwork onto the printer film. First thing we need to do is print our artwork. We're printing this on that special printer film, and there's an inkjet kind and a laser jet kind. For text, you have to mirror the image, and you'll find out why later. So with the artwork, you need to make sure it's a nice quality file, meaning these edges are crisp, but they're not pixelated, so you can't have a small file and try to enlarge it. Now I need to print this. I'm gonna actually make it a little bit smaller than the actual size. Now on your printer, every printer is different, but we just want to make sure that you're doing black. So it has to be 100% black. So I click on print in grayscale. I'm gonna go into quality and make sure it's at its highest possible setting. I'm going to go ahead and click on print once it's ready to print. This is the special printer paper. I have a laser printer, so that's what I'm using. You can print on either side. Inkjet, you can only print on that one side. So I'm just putting one in. Okay, and here it is. Now you can hold it up to a window and kind of see and make sure that it is definitely black. The reason I say that, because if you could see through the black part, their stencil is not going to be able to wash out correctly. I have my artwork printed off. I'm actually going to do 2 examples just so you get a better idea, but this is text and I printed it off. It was mirrored. And then I have this background. This is going to be for some fall things that I'm making. First thing I want to do though is actually just kind of trim this down. There's no need to use this whole thing. You want to trim this down. Make sure you have enough margin though. You want to give it like at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch of your stencil, and you'll see why when you go to put the paint on. I like to do 1 inch. Next is the exposure process. If you were to put this in water, it would eventually just start melting away. If you put it out in the sunlight, it will harden it. So this UV light is acting as sunlight to harden the stencil. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to expose this background. I'm going to hide this one just so it doesn't see light. You never want to be working under like direct sunlight or, you know, like right in front of a window. Our film goes down, and there's a shiny side, that's the back. Shiny side is down. Then you're gonna take your artwork, and there is ink on one side. At the other side, it's just on one side. And you can tell it's usually darker. I want that ink on this because I want no space, or least amount of space between my textile film and my artwork. So I'm putting this in here. And then you need a clear sheet on top of that. So every package that you get of your textile film comes with a clear sheet. So go ahead and lay that on. Just kind of smooth it out. I want this to be flat. We want that artwork on the textile film and not have any space. We don't want any light through, because what is going to happen is that when I turn this light on, it's going to harden all the purple, and the underneath where the design is, there's no sunlight getting to that on the layer, and that's what's going to wash out of the stencil. Ikonart recommends 30 seconds. So I just pull my phone up, do a 30-second timer, turn this on. I'll just do 30 seconds. Now I'm going to put this one under, kind of hide it. Now I'm going to do the text, so same thing, shiny side down, and then the ink side is down. So shiny side down, ink side down. Make sure your clear sheet's clear, lay that down, make sure there's no cat hair on there. And now I'm going to expose this one as well. So I'm gonna get my timer restarted here and go. So like I said, I always do 30 to 35 seconds. Big fonts like this, I do 35 seconds. If it's smaller details, for instance, this, then I will do 30 seconds. I put a little bit of lukewarm water in my sink and I've been letting these soak for almost 5 minutes. Now it's time to wash them out. So I'm gonna pull it out and you can see already it's starting to, you can see where it's going to wash out there. So that is like the weak part. When you wash these out, you need a sprayer of some sort. I'm just gonna use my kitchen faucet one. This has enough pressure, it works as well. So to wash it out, you're just going to start washing it out. I don't keep it in one spot, I keep it moving. And you want lukewarm water. You don't want it hot, but you don't want it cold. See some of those white spots starting to emerge. That is washing out. And we want all of the lettering to totally wash out. You want to pick it up and put it in the sunlight and you see that there's no material left in there. You want crisp, clean lines or whatever that font is that you're using. And I'll do the same thing with this other stencil here. These fine lines always take a little bit longer, but I'm going to take it up to the sunlight and see what, so like that one right there, it's still got some in there. That one's not washed out. That one needs to be washed out. So we're getting there, but these fine lines just take longer. So now I'm going to hold it up to the sunlight and just see what still needs to be washed out. See a little bit right there. That one, but that's at the end. That won't really matter. So I just need to hit that little spot right there. I'm going to blot it with a paper towel just to get extra water up. I usually just let mine dry overnight. Now, after our stencils are dry, which takes about an hour, I usually just leave mine overnight, but a minimum of 1 hour. We need to post-expose them, and post-exposing them is exposing them after we wash them out. So that UV light, that sunlight, is going to continue to harden this stencil so that we can wash it after we use it, okay? So that's very important. And go ahead and turn your light on and you can start your timer. After 2 minutes, flip it over and I do the other side for another 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes is up, and you can go over, by the way, it's not like it has to be 2 minutes. We'll take our stencils here, and on the back, you want to write with a permanent marker, you want to write the words back so that you know it is the back for future reference, because when you put these back on, they really need to go to that same side. And now you can go ahead and paint them. Get my white paint out. You have to use chalk paint because regular paint is too runny and it will just bleed through. So it has to be a thick chalk paint. And you don't need a whole lot. I like to put it on the plate and then squeegee it on. And then you just lay your stencil on your material. Make sure it's centered. I just kind of give it a little tap. And now I'm going to apply the paint to it. You don't need a whole lot. You just need to make sure that that screen part is filled up. I like to go one way and then go the opposite way and try to get excess paint picked up as I go through. I try not to leave excess paint on the stencil. And there we have our cute little pumpkin. I'm going to use this background one onto the parts of this layered pumpkin here. Just glide the paint over. Place your stencil back on that clear backing sheet. And there we have it. So these stencils are so fun. You can do so many things with them. I absolutely love the Ikonart system. And there you have it. No more weeding for your stencils. Plus, you can batch your work a lot easier with these. Don't forget, use code WCB15 for 15% off. And if you're really ready to streamline your wood crafts, then you need to be in my membership. Every month you'll get ready to build plans that are worth selling. So I'll put the link in the description for more information.